Welcome to my new video, and today I'm going to be discussing one of the best Dalek stories of all time. I'm on about the power of the Daleks. I listened to the Power of the Daleks on the iTunes store for a good price of £5.95. Now, the Power of the Daleks was written by David Whittaker, and it aired from the 5th of November to the 10th of December back in 1966. After a newly regenerated Doctor regenerates, he lands on the planet Vulcan, and yes, they did use the same name as Star Trek, but I'm not on about Star Trek. This is Doctor Who. The newly regenerated Doctor lands on Vulcan as he takes the form of an examiner, as when he lands, this examiner was shot right in front of him, and he has to find out who killed this examiner until he realises there's more of a reason to stay. There is a capsule there, and he finds out there's 3 Daleks in this capsule, and this professor tries to bring them back to life, and it's the Doctor's job to stop him and stop all this havoc from happening. Just a little thing about this episode: the Doctor regenerates. When he does, his clothes actually change too into his clothing, so we never had to see where he picked his wardrobe out. It just changed with him. Oh god, BBC. This story is massive for the fact that it's Patrick Troughton's first ever story, and it's the first ever regeneration story. So if you're really going to think to it back in the day, how are people reacting to this? I mean, they've never had a regeneration before. They've only known this William Hartnell as the Doctor, and for this new man to be a doctor. What are their reactions to this? This story is completely missing. And when I say completely missing, every episode is missing at the BBC archives. We only have an audio form or reconstruction, which I'll put below in the comments. If it helps, we have some little surviving clips of the Power of the Daleks as the Doctor first finding the Daleks, as that was in the BBC trailer back in the day, that has still survived. We have some Daleks going in tunnels, and the Daleks being mass produced, and the Daleks exploded. So saying we got 2 minutes of footage from a 6-episode story, just quite sad. You've got to stay positive. Thank God we have these 6 episodes on audio form, as we get told what's happening, we can imagine it, and we can still experience the story in some form of way. I think the story has so many elements to it. It's a thriller, it's a sci-fi story, and it's even scary slightly, because the Daleks in the story are menacing. Personally, this is one of the Daleks' best episodes. They actually kill people in a dark way in this. They act like they want to actually murder people, and they manipulate so many people. I'm not going to say who, but the amount of people they manipulate in the story makes you just go, damn! This episode has some amazing side plots as well, for the fact that Ben does not trust the Doctor the entire time. He's trying to prove him wrong, saying, you're not Doctor, you're not Doctor, the oldest Doctor would have done this. And there's Polly just saying what I think is a Doctor. And think about it this way, that even the trailers back then didn't give anything away, saying what's happened to a Doctor. The generation wasn't a thing back then. Back then it was just renewal. One thing I have to compliment about the story is the music they use. The music they use when the Doctor first finds the Dalek in that second hidden cabinet. It is so eerie, it makes it so much scarier, and I have to applaud it on that. While we're on the subject of scary, I also have to talk about the atmosphere. The atmosphere to the story is so tense. It really is. It helps with the Daleks, and what can I say? This episode has so many great things about it. Listerton. Tell me if I actually said that right in the comments. If I didn't, sorry. But that character, he is one of the weirdest, yet maddest characters for me in the story. The fact that he starts out this professor, he wants to bring back Daleks, and after a Doctor warns him the Daleks are evil, when he finds out that actually are evil, you feel sorry for him, because for the entire story after episode 4, after he finds this out, he loses his mind, and you feel so sorry for him. The cliffhangers in this episode, I think the cliffhangers are absolutely fantastic. From episode 1, where you first see a mutant Dalek thing, what's inside the Dalek, start coming out, from episode 2, I Am Your Servant. Come on. Seriously, episode 4, when you see the Daleks mass producing, as there's not just 3 Daleks anymore. The only down thing about the story, I have to say, it is a very visual story. But luckily enough, the audio I listened to described it so perfectly that I had no idea what was happening. I could imagine it in my head. I've seen the reconstruction to this before, so it's not my first view, so I had an idea about what images or what sort of things they would look like, so it's not all too bad. Do you think the story is overrated, or are you a fan of the hype? Or do you love any other Dalek stories? So tell me below in the comments. Thank you for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you later. See ya.